Okay, so let's talk about something I think a lot of us have experienced. You get that Tamiya Grasshopper the second, pure nostalgia,
Right,
right?
classic.
And then you put a modern battery in it, maybe a brushless motor, and you take it for a good hard run, a proper bash.
And things tend to break quickly.
Exactly. And it's not because you're a terrible driver.
Yeah.
Well, it feels predictable, doesn't it? Like 1980s design just wasn't meant for this kind of power.
That's precisely it. You're hitting on the core issue. There's this idea of the Tamiya experience,
Yeah.
the build, the scale looks, the history. It's not purely about indestructible bashing, like, say, an Arma or a Traxxas.
Right, they're built for different things.
Exactly. So our mission today, really, is to find that sweet spot, which Tamiya platform gives you that Tamiya feel, but holds up reasonably well to modern fun.
Okay, I like that. So let's start with the Grasshopper Glory then. If we dig into why it breaks, what's the actual weakness, the core flaw?
It really comes down to the suspension design. It's systemic. You've got what people call a rolling rigid axle at the back.
Meaning, the wheels are independent. One side moves, the other reacts.
Pretty much, yeah. And it's paired with these, well, they're called friction dampers. But honestly,
They're just springs on plastic posts, right? Not like proper oil shocks.
not at all. There's almost zero actual damping, no hydraulic cushioning.
Yeah.
So when you land a jump or hit a bump hard,
All that energy has nowhere to go.
precisely,
Right.
it doesn't get absorbed by the suspension. Instead, that sole undamped whack goes straight through the chassis
no.
and directly into the gearbox. It just slams into it.
Ah, okay. And that's what causes the gears to, strip, lock up.
Yeah, specifically those little differential gears inside, the
Yeah.
bevel gears or spider gears. They get jolted so hard they can literally pop out of place.
Oh.
Then everything locks up. You hear that horrible grinding. Game over. It's truly an architectural problem, not just a weak part here or there.
That makes so much sense why just replacing gears never feels like a permanent fix.
Okay, so that vintage design has its limits. Let's jump forward. What's the modern Tamiya answer? You mentioned the DTO3 chassis, like the Neofighter buggy.
Exactly. The DTO3 is kind of the go-to modern 2WD buggy platform from Tamiya. It fixes that core architectural issue. You get fully independent, double wishbone suspension all around.
Proper suspension geometry.
Right. And a fully sealed gearbox, which is a huge improvement. It can handle modern power much, much better. But it's not perfect out of the box for hard bashing.
Ah, okay. So it has its own weak points we need to address. What are the key things?
Yeah, there's a known vulnerability, especially around the front shock tower, and where it mounts to the chassis nose, it can crack under heavy impacts.
So it needs some preventative upgrades if you really want to push it.
Definitely. There are basically 4 must-do upgrades to make a DTO3 truly bashing ready. Think of it as your essential shopping list.
All right, let's hear it. What's number 1? First up, full ball bearings. Replace all those plastic bushings. It's crucial for reducing friction, heat, and just making the gearbox last longer, especially with more power.
Makes sense. Less resistance, smoother running. What's next?
Second, CVA oil dampers. Get rid of the stock friction units it might come with. You need proper hydraulic shocks to actually absorb impacts and control the suspension. This is non-negotiable for bashing.
Okay, so real shocks. Got it. Number 3.
A hardened steel pinion gear. The stock one Tamiya includes is often aluminum, and it's notoriously soft. It'll wear out super fast with a powerful motor. Steel is essential.
Right, the motor gear. Yes, seen those chew up quick. And the final one, number 4.
This one addresses that front-end weakness we talked about. You need a high-torque servo saver.
Ah, to protect the steering servo.
Exactly. When you crash head-on or tumble, the servo saver acts like a fuse. It absorbs the shock instead of stripping the gears inside your steering servo. It's vital for the DTO3's known weak spot.
Okay, so bearings, oil shocks, steel pinion, and a good servo saver. With those, the DTO3 becomes a pretty solid basher.
Immensely reliable, yeah. And still relatively affordable. It really becomes a modern workhorse that still gives you that Tamiya build experience.
That sounds like a great option for someone wanting that balance.
Yeah.
But what if? What if someone just wants maximum chaos, minimum breakage, like pure fun factor, less precision?
Ah, okay. For that kind of approach, you look at something like the GF801CB chassis,
Right.
the comical series, like the comical Grasshopper or Hornet.
Those look wild, big bubble tires, wheelie bar.
Exactly. Their toughness comes from a totally different philosophy.
Yeah.
It's got this super robust, fully gear-driven 4WD system, no long central drive shaft to snap.
Gearbox power to both ends directly.
Yep. And those huge, soft bowl tires, they act as the first line of defense. They absorb a ton of impact energy before it even gets to the chassis structure.
So the tires are basically part of the suspension?
In a way, yeah. It's kind of overbuilt and designed to tumble and bounce. Honestly, for pure turn-your-brain-off bashing, they need very little. Just add ball bearings, really. They're incredibly resilient.
Huh, interesting. So two very different approaches to durability there.
Definitely. The DTO3 is about refining a good design, making it robust. The GF01CB is about almost brute force resilience and fun.
So wrapping this up then, if you're listening and trying to choose that next Tamiya build, wanting something tougher than the old classics, what's the main takeaway?
I'd say the DTO3, built with those 4 key upgrades we listed, bearings, oil shocks, steel pinion, servo saver, offers the best overall package. It gives you modern performance, much better durability, great value, and that educational Tamiya building process.
Yeah.
It directly addresses why that Grasshopper to second kept breaking.
It's the logical evolution properly executed.
Yeah.
And maybe the final thought here is, the process itself, figuring out these weaknesses, choosing the upgrades, building something you made resilient, that's maybe just as rewarding as the hours of driving it afterwards without it breaking.
Absolutely. You turn that frustration into knowledge, into a better machine.
Yeah.
That's a big part of the RC hobby, isn't it? Learning and improving.
Couldn't agree more. It builds a foundation for enjoying the hobby long term rather than just getting frustrated and quitting.